Hello everyone, and thanks for coming back. To conclude our workshop, we have Paul Valiant, who will be telling us about three perspectives on orthogonal polynomials. Paul recently, he completed a PhD at MIT with Sylvia Macaulay, and now he's a professor at Brown University.
Okay, great. Thanks. So, good afternoon. Again, I'm standing between you and dinner, so I'll try and make this light. Okay, so we're going to be talking about orthogonal polynomials, and so we'll be looking at three different situations, three different challenges that can be solved by orthogonal polynomials in three different settings. So we'll try and explore some of the lessons of orthogonal polynomials, have to think about them, and see some examples of how they're used. So the three kind of main classes of orthogonal polynomials we'll talk about are Chebyshev, Laguerre, and Hermite polynomials. And we've mostly focused on Chebyshev earlier today, and we'll kind of give coverage to all three of these today. So just looking at these, they look different. So Chebyshev sort of looks like a cosine function. It's oscillating a lot, and it's just off between -1 and 1. Beyond this range, it blows up, other things happen. I mean, it doesn't exactly look like cosine. It starts getting a little bit, oscillating more rapidly towards the ends, but it sort of seems like a cosine function. And Laguerre also has the oscillations, but in addition, it grows exponentially. And Laguerre, okay, so think of it like cosine with an exponential term involved. And Hermite has this e to the x squared shape here. So it's cosine and the Gaussian somehow combined. So the definitions of these, there are of course many definitions of these, but Chebyshev is defined the class of orthogonal polynomials on the interval from -1 to 1. Laguerre is defined to be orthogonal on the interval 0 to positive infinity with respect to the e to minus x normalization function. So e to the x exponential is built into the definition of Laguerre, and Hermite has normalization of the Gaussian function, e to the minus x squared. So Hermite polynomials are orthogonal to each other if you take the integral of any Hermite polynomial times another Hermite polynomial times the Gaussian, you get 1 if and only if you have the same Hermite polynomial, 0 otherwise they're orthogonal. So if you ask a, say, numerical PDE person, which one of these polynomials should I use? They'll say, well, it depends exactly on what shape your domain is. If you have a domain that's a unit interval, use the unit interval Chebyshev polynomials. If you have a domain which is half of the real line, then use the polynomials that are orthogonal on half the real line. Exponential starting at 0. If your domain is a whole line, then use Hermite because they're defined on the whole line. But today, actually, we'll break all those rules, and we'll use these three polynomials successively in the same setting, where the domain doesn't change. And for our purposes, at least, this is the wrong moral of the story. Just looking at the domain of definition doesn't tell us which one we should use. Instead, the moral of the story is going to be that if we want things to behave like cosine functions, we should look at the Chebyshev. We should consider using Chebyshev polynomial techniques. If we want our polynomials to start feeling like exponential functions, to what degree can a polynomial feel like an exponential function? Well, if you need it to for your proof to work out, for your analysis to work out, you should consider using Laguerre polynomials. If you somehow need Gaussians, what are Gaussians used for? Fourier transforms, many other things. If you need things that really behave like Gaussians, then you should consider using Hermite polynomials. So, at this point, you guys are all looking at these squiggly lines on the screen and saying, okay, like, yes, I see things are squiggling, but, I learned that you can make interpolating polynomials that pass through any bunch of points you want. So you show me a bunch of squiggles that pass through some points and have a certain shape, and yeah, like, you could have gotten points that pass through any shape. Like, what does it even mean to say that these things are like a cosine or like some other shape? Approximation is cheap. It's easy to get something that seems like something else. You can get a polynomial that passes through any bunch of points. What's so special about these? So, Shakespeare quote, which I like. Hamlet is protesting that all this court intrigue, he doesn't like it, everyone's pretending to be someone they're not. And, seems, madam, nay, it is, I know not seems. So there's no such thing as seems. Either it is or it isn't. There's no such thing as seems. And this is the perspective we'll have here. So it's not just that these things seem like cosine times an exponential. They, in a very rigorous way, behave exactly like a cosine times an exponential from a slightly distorted point of view. So we'll need much more precise control of what's happening here than just a vague, well, it passes through these points and sort of looks like what we want. So what the perspective we have here is that if you really want something that actually behaves like one of these three things, then you should use these three kinds of orthogonal polynomials. So we'll try to get this kind of understanding about how, to a really precise sense, these three classes of polynomials really do behave like these very non-polynomial sounding descriptions. Okay, so that I should say, all the examples in this talk are from, I guess, one stock paper 5 years ago. And this paper is now old enough that I don't feel at all compelled to sell the paper to you. But I do need to motivate some of these examples, otherwise it's just, here's a polynomial that I need 4 conditions of, how do we do this? So I'll sell you a little bit on why we need these particular polynomial instructions, but that's not the main point of the talk. And but it, I think it will help you guys at least get some appreciation for why this stuff isn't completely unmotivated. Okay, so challenge number 1. So I'll present the challenge first, and then some of the motivation from this copy testing paper. So Poisson PDF, probability that a Poisson distribution with parameter lambda is seen exactly k times. It's this expression. And we can plot this as a function for x, I guess it's lambda has now become x, for a future value of k, and you get these things that look like bumps. So we'll refer to these as Poisson bumps. And the challenge that we're about to tackle is the following. Is there a way to linearly transform this bunch of bumps into much thinner bumps? So how thin can we get bumps out of these Poisson basis with bounded coefficients? So the things that we want, the desiderata, we want the bumps to be as thin as possible with bounded coefficients, and we want the sum of all the bumps to be equal to 1. Again, a little bit unmotivated, I'll motivate it a little bit in a moment. And I drew the red bump in the center to be very kind of lopsided, just to emphasize the point that we don't want these bumps to be nicely shaped, we just want them to be anything as long as they're thin and they all sum up to 1. So the question is, how can we rephrase these things to get a linear combination of them such that we get these very thin bumps that all are well behaved in the sense that they sum up to 1. Okay, so it's an abstract problem in terms of polynomials. Why polynomials? Well, because these Poisson things are exactly just polynomials in the real parameter, lambda or x, all scaled by the same exponential thing. So if you divide out by the exponential thing, then you just have a polynomial problem. Okay, so let me try to give some motivation here and just set a little bit of the stage for, well, again, there's only one paper that I'll talk about here, so if I motivate the topic here, then it'll be useful for the next 2 challenges I'll talk about. So, given an event with probability p, if you take n samples from it, or perhaps Poisson n samples, it's sort of the same thing, then the probability t event happens exactly k times from your n observations is this Poisson distribution. So when we observe a bunch of events, the data we have are essentially how many things do we see k times. So in this setting, if you I'll say drawing a jelly bean from a bin, catching fish from a lake, and the data you have are, so I saw this fish 17 times, I saw this species of fish 12 times. So ultimately you have this certain number of fish that you've seen k times, certain number of fish you've seen k plus 1 times, etc. This is your data. And the probability that a certain fish species contributes to the kth entry of your data is just this Poisson expression. So this is your observation. And this observation captures probabilities from a Poisson bump shape over the input p. And the issue is that a single f sub k, like just seeing which fish you catch k times, this captures an actually pretty wide swath of probability space here, because these bumps are pretty wide. And this is the issue we want to solve. We want to get better resolution on the probability space, that we can more accurately estimate properties of the fish in our lake, the jelly beans in our box, etc. So the question is there a linear combination of our observations that will simulate having made a much more refined survey of our data? Can we emulate having much higher resolution access to the probabilities, higher resolution access as would happen had we taken more samples? So this is the question. If we can emulate essentially getting thinner bumps out of this, if we can emulate getting bumps that are b times thinner, this will essentially emulate having taken b times more samples from our pool. So if we can take a sample from a pool and for b with this mathematical trick, effectively amplify it by a factor of b, then we've gotten a huge amount of stuff for free. And the question is, can we do this in general? What are the limits of this? Okay, so again, we're trying to take these fat bumps, find a linear combination of them to get thin bumps with these two properties, where getting these outputs as thin as possible corresponds to getting good X resolution on the statistical property that we ultimately want to test. Meanwhile, the fact that these bumps sum to 1 corresponds to getting to not screwing up how many of each kind of species there are. So this is Y resolution. And we can of course weaken this to say that we want it to be approximately 1, but that won't affect things here. So this is our challenge. We want to take some fat bumps, find a linear combination to get bumps as thin as possible, and the question is, what are the limits of this? How should we think of this? How well can we do? Any questions so far? Yeah?
When you say linear combination, are you allowing negatives?
Yes. Yeah, so typically there will be a lot of cancellation, yeah. So again, from a statistical property testing perspective, which I didn't want to go into too much, one of the issues is that all the naive estimators of statistical properties have really, really small variance, but big bias. They're wrong, but they're very consistently wrong. And the question is, can you trade off the bias for the variance? And one way of doing this is by using much bigger coefficients. So instead of just taking your data as it is, what if you do actually take 1,000 from this piece of data minus 999 from this piece of data? That will, there'll be a lot of cancellation. But if you have very, very low variance, then you'll still have reasonably low variance even after you amplify it by 1,000 of this. So you have tiny variance. The question is, what can you buy with this tiny variance that you happen to have? So yes, you will end up with huge coefficients, positive and negative, and they will end up buying you X resolution, like resolution in the key space of probabilities, at the expense of losing some Y resolution. But as it turned out, we had too much Y resolution to begin with anyway, so we can afford to do this. And again, the question is, what's the trade-off between X resolution and Y resolution? And Chebyshев polynomials are going to tell us the answer to this. Yes?
So that's the goal and that's the way. this is actually possible. Like I understand like why you don't want to like simulate a better better resolution with probabilities, but like is there an institution where one can even think it's possible to begin with?
Let's talk about Chebyshev polynomials and see what happens, okay? Okay, so the claim in general is that you get a log n factor improvement. You can think of this as an improvement in resolution or an improvement in the effective number of samples. And the claim is that these bumps will end up being log n thinner than these things, where the coefficients are going to end up being roughly sublinear in n. Okay, so Chebyshev polynomials. Okay, so we're starting out easy. I told you Chebyshev polynomials weren't just roughly cosines, they were exactly cosines from a slightly distorted perspective. And this is a really compelling formula that explains exactly to what degree this is true. So the jth Chebyshev polynomial, so this is a polynomial of degree j. If instead of treating it as a function of x, you treat it as a function of cosine of x, this is distorting the input axis a little bit, then it's exactly cosine of jx. So again, this just expresses the fact that the double angle formula, triple angle formula, quadruple angle formula for cosines are just polynomials. And this also really explains this diagram. So this says that if you take the arc cosine of the x-axis, then you will get an exact cosine of jx here for the j of our choice. Okay, so we get to choose what j is, and then subject to this arc cosine distortion of the x-axis, we get any cosine of our choice. We can now start doing magic with cosines. Okay. So again, this was our goal. And the really amazing thing is, so okay, I said that we get to, Hamlet advises us to aim for only perfection here. We don't want something which seems like cosine, we want something which really just is cosine for all intents and purposes. So the only issue is that the x-axis is distorted. However, this doesn't hurt us at all. So if the x-axis is distorted, a constant function remains a constant function, no matter what you do to the x-axis, okay? So Chebyshev polynomials are looking good for that. Also, if we manage to make a bump as thin as possible, then even if you rename the different x coordinates, the thinnest possible thing is still the thinnest possible thing, even if you apply a different, relabeling stuff. Thinnest is still thinnest even if you view it through a distorted lens. Okay, so both of these desiderata are completely unchanged under x-axis distortion. So therefore, polynomials are cosine functions. And the only question is, how can we solve this problem if instead we were just told, do it with cosines. So how can we make thin bumps with cosines? This is a completely different problem from the scarier problem of how to get thin bumps out of Poissons or polynomials. Okay, and one thing which has changed, so bounded coefficients here. This is instead going to become essentially bounded. We're going to just use the first j cosines. Okay, so how can we get the thinnest linear combination of cosine jx for j ups and down? You guys are so quiet. How can you get the thinnest possible combination? Like roughly how thin is the thinnest possible combination of the first b cosine functions? Well, what can you do with cosine? Yes? Hearing some mumbling back there? I just want anything which has this kind of shape of cosines. And we can sort of forget about this for the moment. We'll fix this later. So if we just want something very thin in terms of cosines, what would you do? How would you think about this? Yep.
Fourier series.
Sure. Okay, so if you ask for kind of a 1 pixel wide thing in a Fourier series, the Fourier transform of just a delta function, like a 1 pixel wide thing, then if you're doing a Fourier transform up to degree j, then this will give you a kind of 1 pixel wide thing. But, you know, degree j means that you've got j pixels. So it'll end up being, you know, 1 pixel wide will end up being kind of a jth of your input space y. So with the first j cosines, you can get a bump that is 1 over j y, you know, modulo constants. Okay? I won't draw pictures of this, but you know, there's many easy things to do. Just you know, add up, say, every cosine function, and you'll get a function which is 1 at x equals 0, and 0 at all the other integer multiples of 1 over j, and you can smooth things out a little bit if you want it to decay more rapidly. Okay, so this is a bump, and getting everything to sum up to 1 is also really, really convenient in the Fourier space. So whatever the bump is, if we consider all possible translations of it, and sum up all possible translations of it, then of course we get a constant function. And cosines, trig functions, are very well behaved under x translation. You have a trig function, you translate it, it is just another sign of cosine. So there's nothing to do here. We draw our bump, then we just consider all possible translations of it, and we solve our problem. So this is completely elementary. Under this slight, well, just under the transformation from Chebyshev's are scary to Chebyshev's are just like cosines. Again, Hamlet says just like cosines. Not just that they seem like cosines, but that we actually can use their properties, all their properties. Okay, so to summarize what we've seen here. Okay, so again, this is all review. So again, we want the claim is that we get a log n factor improvement in resolution, that we can get these bumps that are log n factor smaller than these with coefficients that are something less than n. And again, this is the takeaway message that polynomials are cosines, at least in this setting. And okay, so again, where does the log come from? This is maybe the only mystery left on the screen here. So what we wanted is to start out with some bumps and end up with thinner bumps. How much thinner? I don't know, b times thinner. What does it take to get bumps that are b times thinner? So b times thinner means you should use the first b cosines. If you're using first b cosines, this means you're doing the first b Chebyshevs. And the coefficients of a Chebyshev of degree b is something exponential in b. So this will give us coefficients that are size exponential in b. And this tells us exactly what's going on. So if we're allowing ourselves coefficients as big as something like n, then we can afford to use the first log n Chebyshevs, and this will give us bumps that are log n factor thinner than we started with. Yes?
So why is n the right sort of range for the coefficients? Is that because of your variance argument?
It's because of your variance, yeah. So your variance is actually going to be about square root of n. If you take n samples, then most of what you see is going to have variance square root of n. So you've got headroom kind of square root of n to play with. So this should more technically, this n should more technically be square root of n, but we're taking logs of it, so it doesn't matter. Clear? So it'll end up still being order of log n improvement. Okay, so this is Chebyshev. We're going to move on to Laguerre. Any questions? Oh, yes. Thus, B is theta of log n. Okay, so completely different setting. Same paper, completely different setting. So now we want derivatives to grow exponentially. And again, the first slide said if you want things that look like an exponential, Laguerre polynomials. So we already know where we're headed, and the question is how to get there. Okay, so this is the challenge. This is the kind of polynomial that we're looking for. This will be a little bit harder to explain from this property testing perspective than the previous settings, but so what we want is degree j polynomials that have two small roots, and all the remaining roots are larger. But the really scary property that we need to maintain, for whatever reason, is that whatever these larger roots are, the derivative at these roots needs to grow at least exponentially with the x-coordinate of the root. Okay, so you get to pick the root wherever you want, but wherever you put it, the derivative there needs to be gigantic. Okay, so just to illustrate why this is at least a hard problem to solve. So, okay, consider some polynomial. It's got some roots here. Let's just keep it polynomial. So, if you put roots close together, then the fact that they're close together means the derivative is going to be small as you kind of go from one to the other. So if you have any roots that are close together, the derivative is going to be small. So we can't have that because we want our derivative at the roots to be exponentially big. Okay, so fine. Roots close together are bad. What if I put roots really far away? So okay, if I pull a root very far away, yes, it increases the derivative. So, you know, all this space between this root and these roots means that it kind of gets to start moving and moving faster and faster, and eventually by the time it gets over here, the derivative is pretty high. But the derivative isn't going to be exponential in the spacing of the roots. It's going to be polynomial. So in this case, kind of quadratic, just because there's two roots over here. So the further you move this root away, the derivative is going to go quadratically with the spacing. So you can't have the spacing be too big because the derivative will only grow polynomially, not exponentially. And you can't have any of the roots too close together because then the derivative must be tiny. So winning this game requires some delicate balancing act. And if you try this, you'll fail. Like getting everything to work out so that you actually get exponential growth. So it's just too delicate a balancing act for you know, bigger J's. So okay, we need to use Laguerre polynomials. Okay, so let me try to motivate this. So what we saw in the first example was a upper bound argument of if you can get thin bumps out of thick bumps, this gives you high resolution. This means you can test statistical properties or measure statistical properties accurately, more accurately than you would expect. Log n factor more accurately than you would expect. And here we turn to the lower bound. So we want to show that there's a pair of distributions that are actually indistinguishable, but have very different entropy or support size, or something that we care about measuring with our population of fish. So what we want to do is construct a pair of distributions, G plus and G minus, that we really want to be able to tell apart. So say G plus is very close to the uniform distribution on T elements. G minus is very close to the uniform distribution on two T elements. These distributions look drastically different. And it would be thoroughly embarrassing if we couldn't tell them apart. But because we're trying to prove a lower bound, let's try and show that actually let's try and at least figure out under what conditions we can construct a lower bound to show that we can't distinguish nearly uniform on T from nearly uniform on 2T. This would again show that we can't estimate entropy within an additive log of 2, that kind of thing. So the measurements we make, so from the previous example, so it's the same thing. So we take roughly n samples, and the question is, when will the observations we make from G plus be identical in expectation to the observations we make from G minus? If the expectations are identical, then it seems like it'll be really hard to tell them apart. If you're wondering about the variance, hold that thought for a moment. So what we want to do is find, again, I'm skipping steps here because the point is to get to the polynomials, not talk about the property testing. But so essentially what this means, we want to find a signed measure G, where the positive portion of this is going to be interpreted as G plus, the negative portion is going to be interpreted as G minus. That is where the signed measure, kind of the difference between the two cases that we're trying to tell apart, is orthogonal to all of our measurements. So all of our measurements in expectation will return a zero difference for the plus case and for the minus case. So can we get a signed measure G that captures both G plus and G minus that's orthogonal for all these Poisson things? For small k, we don't care about large k. And furthermore, most of its positive mass, which we're interpreting as G plus, is at 1 over T. So again, this corresponds to being uniform on T elements. Look, there's negative mass, you have 1 over 2T. So G minus is going to be close to uniform on 2T elements, G plus is going to be close to uniform on T elements. G is going to essentially represent the histogram. G of x says how much probability mass is that element with probability x. So can we find a sign distribution that's orthogonal to all these orthogonal things and has most of positive mass at 2 rather different places? Okay, that's a question. Okay, so again, getting back to polynomial land. So if we replace G with something which is just scaled by e to the x, then orthogonal to functions like x to the k, e to the minus k, is transformed into orthogonal to just x to the k. Okay, so if we scale G by e to the minus x, then G times this thing having integral 0 is equivalent to h times just x to the k having integral 0. So if we do this transformation, then what we'll end up with, in principle, is an h which is orthogonal to all degree less than or equal to k polynomials. Sorry. I guess it should technically say for k less than some bound b, and then this is orthogonal to all degree less than or equal to b polynomials. Okay? And then has most of mass at positive mass 1 over t with negative mass 1 over 2t, but because h is going to end up being multiplied by e to the x to get g, we now need this other, now it's even scarier, that instead of just most of mass being at these 2 places, for h we need most of mass being at these 2 places, and for it to exponentially decay faster than e to the minus x for larger x. Okay? So this is our challenge. We want to find something orthogonal to these low degree polynomials, and with really rapid decay. Okay, so I'm not sure how many of you guys were awkwardly wondering if this is a potential typo earlier. So we actually are looking for things that are orthogonal to polynomials, and we'll do this via orthogonal polynomials. Okay, so let's start talking about what it means for a signed measure. Again, by signed measure, I just mean like the distribution that has a positive part and a negative part to be orthogonal to low degree polynomials. So for our simplest example, consider this thing, which has 1 mass at this point, negative 1 mass at this point. This is orthogonal to the constant functions. Its average value is 0. This means that if you just integrate it times the constant function, it will be 0. Very simple. Nothing fancy going on here at all. Okay, orthogonal to linear functions. Let's take one step up. So if we put, say, half mass here, negative 1 mass here, and 1 mass here, with these 3 x coordinates evenly spaced, this is not just orthogonal to constant function, it's also orthogonal to x, and therefore orthogonal to all linear functions. The interesting thing happens if we consider what happens if we move these points to no longer equally spaced. What values does a signed measure need to have at 3 non-equally spaced points if we want this to continue being orthogonal to linear functions? So if we move one of these points left, we get this kind of behavior. So the distribution needs to readjust to stay orthogonal to all this stuff. And explicitly, this following basic fact. So what happens if we draw a polynomial through these 3 points as roots? So the fact is that if we have a degree j polynomial with distinct real roots, then if we take this and make it into a signed measure, where for each root x and y, we put mass 1 over its derivative there at the location xi, then this is an automatic construction that makes this thing orthogonal to all polynomials which we up to j minus 2. So again, here we have a cubic polynomial, and this is orthogonal to all linear polynomials. 3 minus 2 equals 1. Okay? So again, this is just a basic tool. And the question is, what do we have if we try to find a polynomial that meets our criteria? So again, remember, what we're trying to do is find a polynomial such that the really hard property we were looking for is that the derivatives at all the roots grow exponentially in the root. Because our sign measure is going to be 1 over this derivative. We want our sign measure to decay at least exponentially fast. This means the derivative needs to grow exponentially fast. So we somehow need to get a polynomial that grows exponentially fast. Okay? Okay, so polynomial that grows exponentially fast. First of all, it's impossible. Second of all, Laguerre polynomials are, of course, the thing which behave like exponentials, so we better hope that they work. Okay, so this is a Laguerre polynomial. So it grows exponentially fast. I mean, of course, if you go too far out to the right, then it can't continue going exponentially fast. It's only polynomial. You can see it even starts misbehaving somewhere around here. Like you can see this kind of dying down and it shoots up here. So, you know, a little bit strange stuff happening, but we'll try and pretend that it's an exponential function and see what happens. Okay, so definition. Again, the textbook definition of this is these are the polynomials that are orthogonal relative to the e to minus x normalization function, where you take the integral of these positive numbers. You can also define it via a derivative of e to minus x to the n, the nth derivative of e to minus x to the n. Okay, so again, we've got this function, Laguerre polynomial. It sort of looks like an exponential. But again, like Hamlet, we're not satisfied with looks exponential. We need to make sure it actually behaves like an exponential. We want to make sure this actually behaves like e to the x sine x. E to the x sine x would actually have exponentially growing derivatives at its roots. What makes us so sure that this is just as good as e to the x sine x at having derivatives growing at its roots? Okay, so many ways we can go at this. One thing is just via a change of coordinates. So define a new function v. So we're doing this in change of coordinates, putting an x squared here, multiplied by e to the minus x squared. Again, think of this as being y, then you're like multiplied by e to the minus y, essentially. So graph this function v. So, you know, if I drew you this diagram and told you, like, tell me some beautiful properties of this, you would say, well, you know, maybe it grows, but it doesn't look beautiful. But if you apply the right coordinate transformations, then it suddenly does start looking beautiful. Like, this really looks like a sine wave. The amplitude stays very steady, it grows a little bit. The frequency stays very steady, it grows a little bit here, it shrinks a little bit here. And yes, that is an unnaturally sharp element here. But for most of the range, it behaves very, very much like a sine wave. So can we get our hands on this somehow to show that this behaves like a sine wave? Because if we could show that, so this function, modulo the change of x coordinates, is essentially the Laguerre polynomial is divided by an exponential. So if we could show that this function, sorry, if we could show that the Laguerre polynomial is divided by an exponential, behaves exactly like a sine, then clearly its derivative at each of its roots would grow exponentially. Yep.
Paul, I mean, you know that the extreme values, the values that the polynomial takes, positive and negative, between the roots grow exponentially, right? So doesn't that imply that, like, by some kind of mean value theorem argument, that the derivatives have to grow?
The derivative somewhere has to grow, but
there's no symmetry that says it's got to be big at the root.
Okay, so there's one book which everyone likes about orthogonal polynomials. It's called Orthogonal Polynomials. It's by Zago from the 50s, 40s maybe. It's sort of 400 pages of results about orthogonal polynomials, most of them are very dense. Equalities, inequalities, differential equations. I mean, there's a lot of properties of these things. And it's hard to like prove specific ones, which is why it's worth saying 400 pages about them. So yeah, there's a lot of good intuition about this stuff. And it takes a little bit of effort to find, again, like Hamlet, the way in which something is precisely true, the way in which, you know, followed all the way through the end and say this thing is exactly like a sine, and therefore I know it's happening at the derivatives. Okay, so one way in which this thing is understandable as being almost exactly like a sine, or like a sine with a slight change of perspective, is this Laguerre polynomial that's been rescaled satisfies a differential equation. Again, there's many differential equation descriptions for Laguerre polynomials, depending on how you change the coordinates. And for this particular v, you get this thing. And let me just parse this differential equation for you guys, because mostly this is a completely same differential equation that behaves badly off the end of the chart, to the left or the right. So v double prime plus a constant 4n plus 2 equals 0. Sorry, 1 plus 2v. V prime plus a constant times v equals 0. So ignoring the x squared and the 1 over x squared for the moment, v double prime plus a constant times v equals 0. Do we know this differential equation? I'm seeing nodding. So this is the differential equation for sine and cosine. Okay? So if we ignore these things, this is exactly the differential equation for sine and cosine. And the point is that as long as x squared is substantially less than 4n, so as long as x is substantially less than root n, this term isn't going to really interfere. As long as x also isn't anywhere close to 1 over root n, this term isn't going to get substantially close to 4n. So what this is a, so to ask one more question. So if we had the differential equation, v double prime plus a constant times v equals 0. So v double prime plus c times v equals 0. What's the role of c in the sines and cosines that have solutions to this? Yeah, I think I'm hearing mumblings. So it determines the frequency, yeah? The frequency is, I guess, square root of c. So the bigger this number is, the faster the frequency is. So, so all that's happening here is we've got something of frequency square root of what's inside here. The frequency is mostly constant for the huge range from 1 over root n up to root n, when neither of these two terms are big. So for most of the range, the frequency is very close to the square root of this expression, 4n plus 2. And the frequency just gets a little bit off, way to the left and way to the right. But for a huge range, the frequency is very well behaved. This behaves exactly like, again, you can ask a differential equations person about this, but this behaves exactly like our favorite sine and cosine differential equation with a well-controlled frequency until you get way outside this large range. And that's the explanation here. Okay, so sine has nice derivatives at its roots, and therefore this thing does too. So nice with zeros, sines and cosines, the derivative is maximized at the zeros, and these properties are almost exactly true for this thing. So I don't think I really want to dwell on this, but okay, so we want to get an orthogonal polynomial. Sorry, we want to get a sign measure that's orthogonal to low degree polynomials, and that decays exponentially fast, and has most of its positive portion here, most of its negative portion here. So we take a Laguerre polynomial. This is the sign measure that results from this Laguerre polynomial. So okay, goes up a bit, it goes down a bit. Okay. We're going to zoom in a lot for smaller x because we want to add an epsilon that's much smaller than this thing. So just rescale the x-axis. This is like 1.1.01. And we're going to add two new roots at epsilon and 2 epsilon that are like much lower down here. So this is the Laguerre polynomial. We're going to multiply it by x minus epsilon and multiply it again by x minus 2 epsilon. So it's now much flatter. And we now are going to reevaluate the derivative at all roots because, of course, we added two new roots, so the whole function changed. Okay, so I guess we zoomed in, and this is what happens. And because these two roots are so close to each other, their derivative is much smaller than the derivatives elsewhere. And these derivatives, in fact, are exponentially growing. So the sign measure has essentially all the action happening here and none of the action happening here. Is what we want. If you're slightly annoyed that there's a little bit of sign measure over here that you don't like, you can just move everything. It's like move epsilon a little bit to the left and it'll get it clear. red portion is close to uniform on n elements, and these things are indistinguishable in n over large samples, or at least the expected observations of any of the expected observations we can make of these distributions are indistinguishable. Okay, so again, our Hamlet perspective is that polynomials behave like e to the x sine x. We've used this in the pretty precise sense here. Okay, so moving on to the third portions. Exponentially good bump approximations. Okay, so this is a completely different polynomial problem again. So the question here is, again, drawing these Poisson bumps, so I've drawn all of them, and more accurately than my hand-drawn PowerPoint diagram earlier. What we want to do, for whatever reason, is approximate one of these bumps square. Again, if you take a Gaussian, these things sort of look like Gaussians. If you take a Gaussian square, it gets √2 times thinner. So it looks just like a bump, it just gets thinner. So the thing we want to do here is, for whatever reason, is figure out how to approximate a thinner bump with fatter bumps. But okay, we already did this in the first thing. But actually, we've got a very different goal here. So the goal here is to approximate things. Instead of just getting a thin bump, we want it to be exactly this thin bump. So we want some linear combination of blue things equal red to within epsilon, where epsilon is going to be exponentially small in the parameters of this problem. So we want a really precise approximation for whatever reasons. And the claim is that we'll be able to get an exponentially precise approximation within distance epsilon. There's a different epsilon than the previous setting. Using coefficients 1 over epsilon. So there's an exact inverse relationship between how well you can approximate a slightly thinner bump and the coefficients you need to do it. Okay, so yeah, just very quickly where this comes from. So in the previous story I told you how we could make the expected observations match. But in order to really show that we have a lower bound, we also need to show that variances match. We put this into the central limit theorem because once you have variances and expectations, then something happens. So we forgot to analyze the variances. And the variance comes from, well, the expectations come from something like Poisson. The variance, second moments, should come from something like Poisson squared. So the question is, can we, okay, the goal is to show that if all the first moments match, then the second moments are in fact very well approximated by linear combination of the first moments. The second moments must match too, and therefore we've already done all the work. Okay, so observations. These bumps look like Gaussians. So two things to keep in mind. First of all, what is the answer to this question for Gaussians? How big of coefficients do you need to approximate a Gaussian of 1 over √2 of the width in terms of fatter Gaussians to within accuracy epsilon? And second thing is, if you want anything which feels like Gaussians with polynomials, you should use Hermite polynomials. So we're going to first get the answer for Gaussians, then instead do all the analysis techniques with Hermite polynomials. And because if we can trust Hamlet, then all this Fourier transform Gaussians, everything we're going to do here is going to work with Hermite polynomials instead. Because Hermite polynomials really are just Gaussians in disguise. Okay, so I'm going to finish very soon. Okay. I suppose one of the cooler things, so I just want to get across how you solve this problem for Gaussians, because it's kind of a neat trick and it feels like the kind of thing that you would never be able to get away with polynomials. So what's the answer for Gaussians? How do you take some fat Gaussians to very well approximate a thinner Gaussian? The other direction is easy. Starting with thin Gaussians, making them fatter is easy. You can always just involve the bump with a bump and get the fatter bump. Blurring is easy, unblurring is hard. And this is essentially the moral of the project essence out of this whole thing, that we're trying to get higher resolution, we're trying to unblur some annoyingly blurred data. Okay, so what do we convolve a Gaussian with to approximate a thinner Gaussian? taking the Fourier transform of this sentence asks, what do we multiply a Gaussian with to get a fatter Gaussian? So again, thinner becomes fatter after taking Fourier transform. So e to the minus x squared times what equals the fatter Gaussian e to the minus x squared over 2. And if I phrase it this way, the answer is obvious. So blue is e to the minus x squared. Red is some fatter Gaussian. And what do we multiply blue by to get red? Well, e to the x squared over 2. Trivial. The issue is that this black thing that we want to multiply by, it blows up. And we can't go all the way to infinity. We can't do this approximation in general because we'll get infinities and we wanted boundaries. Okay, new idea. We only want to approximate this within epsilon. So we only need to approximate this out to where things become epsilon. So we're trying to approximate the red thing. So as soon as the red thing becomes less than epsilon, we can forget that. So if we chop it off here, how big is black here? Let's chop off black here as well. And now we've got something which is approximated within epsilon. And our coefficients only get as big as black. But black is just 1 over red. So if red is epsilon here, black is 1 over epsilon here. So this is the answer to Gaussian. If you want to approximate a 1 over root 2 thinner Gaussian by a fatter Gaussian, you need, to within accuracy epsilon, you need coefficients of size 1 over epsilon. And this is the entire reason why we phase in the Fourier space. So, yeah, sorry.
So, what's your notion of approximation by epsilon?
Oh, L1 distance.
Fourier space. In the Fourier domain, approximation by epsilon doesn't necessarily
Yes, so
translate.
L infinity equals L1 in the Fourier transform.
Okay, so the translation works in the right way? Like, you're
In the right way, yes. They're slightly different questions. Yeah, the norm change. You're right to ask about that. I'm of course going to go into details. And yes, I guess all I want to say is that Poissons seem a lot like Gaussian, but again, seems is not good. What we need is something which actually works here, because we've got a lot of Fourier transform machinery to put through, and if something only seems like Gaussian, it's not enough. So if you make the substitution x replace it by y squared, then this is our Poisson. If we replace x by y squared, then suddenly we get a Gaussian. So y to the power times the Gaussian. The Fourier transform of this multiplied by y becomes the derivative. We get the 2j derivative of the Gaussian, the 2j power of y to the Gaussian. And the high derivative of a Gaussian. Does anyone know what a high derivative of a Gaussian is? There's only one way I can possibly end this talk. Hermite polynomial. So, of course, the e to the minus w squared thing is maintained because the polynomial can't ever get rid of that. Or differentiation isn't going to get rid of that. But taking this derivative of a Gaussian gives you a Gaussian times a Hermite polynomial is what remains. The point is just that Poissons and Gaussians and Hermite polynomials are all the same thing under the right perspective, and all the techniques work. Okay, this is what we've seen. Chebyshev seems like cosine Laguerre, seems like cosine of exponential. Hermite seems like cosine of Gaussian. And the thing which I really want to get across is that it's not just seems. These things actually are analogous in a much more precise sense, and you can use these to, if you have a polynomial but you really wish you could use a cosine technique or an exponential technique or a Gaussian Fourier transform technique, you can. These orthogonal polynomials are strong enough to carry a huge amount of techniques with them. So, okay, that's all I want to say. Thank you. Thank you.
Great, we have time for a few questions for Paul.
You can avoid part 3 entirely if you just plug part 1 into the Wu Yang machinery, right?
Into the what machinery?
The Wu Yang type of machinery. So instead of like
Wu Yang.
Wu Yang.
Over there.
Wu Yang. It's like if you have a follow-up picture to like or not really follow-up picture. frameworks, right? To say that like these like fingerprint like distributions. Like like I think you can actually write like reduce this to like just like a one-dimensional thing just by like.
So I would love to talk to you about this offline, but the content of your question is about property testing, not about these orthogonal polynomials. So, like, okay, I should have said this way earlier in the talk, but so I wrote this paper 5 years ago. It's got a huge amount of disgusting technical stuff in it, and like from a 5-year perspective, I'm kind of embarrassed at how disgusting and technical it is. And you may be right that there may be quite reasonable ways to avoid all the disgusting machinery, but still. If you need to go into discussing machinery, then these tools really help you get through it. So yeah, I'm not entirely proud of all the disgusting things which have happened here, but these orthogonal polynomials give you a perspective for just really applying powerful techniques to from something that doesn't look like it should apply, make a polynomial behave like something where you can apply these powerful techniques to a different part of mathematics. So that's what I really want to be pointing out here. Though I really would like to hear about the property testing stuff offline. Yeah. Any other questions?
Well, if there are no other questions, let's have another round of applause for Paul. And this concludes our workshop. Thanks y'all for coming. I hope you gained something out of it, learned a bit more about orthogonal polynomial families. Yeah, the next thing I guess is the reception, which starts at 6:30 in about 20 minutes or so. Thanks.